Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, well, happy Monday, everybody. Here we go, kicking off a new week of weather. For some folks, they had to get out the door early this morning, get back to work. Others, not so much. It is a federal holiday. Of course, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Remembrance Day. We do want to mention that first of all. But again, for the folks out the door earlier this morning, another bitterly cold start to the morning. In fact, we're going to do that a couple more mornings before we finally have some relief on the way. We're going to talk about that. And then what about the opportunity of snow for some folks as we go through this evening and tonight? Again, details on that as well momentarily. But as we go through our Monday, again, it's going to be similar to the last couple of days. We'll be struggling through the 30s. The one thing you're going to notice, though, it is going to be the additional cloud cover. I think we stay generally cloudy as we go through the afternoon. By the way, this evening in the Metroplex, a couple of snow flurries are not impossible. I do not see snow locally in the Metroplex, but again, some snow flurry activity this evening and tonight. Again, simply put, not impossible. Now, these were your out-the-door temperatures right around sunrise, teens and 20s. So again, bitterly cold, teens, 20s around North Texas. This is pipe bursting cold. So again, dripping the faucets, again, for a couple more nights, tonight, tomorrow night, definitely in order. Then, like I mentioned, we'll begin to moderate the temperatures, and we've got some improving weather on down the road. Now, if you're looking at radar, you're already beginning to see a little blue show up. And in fact, as we go through the day, you may see blips of blue showing up, maybe if you're looking at our mobile app. But the deal is locally in North Texas, even though we have a few snowflakes trying to fall out of the clouds, we have a very dry layer of air directly below cloud base. So the snowflakes are basically sublimating, or they're essentially kind of drying up before they make their way down to the surface. You could see, again, some snow flurry activity, not impossible, but again, no accumulation with that. No travel impacts in the Metroplex because of that. Now, there is an outright snow ongoing across parts of Oklahoma and Kansas, so we've got snow to our north. Believe it or not, as we go through this evening and tonight, we will also have snow developing down to our south, down along the Texas coast, even over into parts of Louisiana. There is going to be an outright snowstorm beginning tonight into parts of tomorrow. And the main reason why, we've got the subtropical jet. You can see it streaming to the south. We're going to have a little area of low pressure spin up in the Gulf, upper level storm system coming down from the north. It's a lot of details for really just this simple point. We have a lot of pieces of the weather puzzle all around North Texas. So again, activity to the north, activity to the south. But again, the good news for us, we essentially miss the opportunity of wintry weather other than a couple of counties to the south of Dallas-Fort Worth that are still in our viewing area. And again, I'll show you those and we'll talk more in detail about that. But for us locally in North Texas, it's mainly just about this Arctic air mass. But look at the nation. I mean, most of the nation really gripped by this Arctic air. The coldest of the cold still remains to the north. But again, even some of that Siberian air has made its way into the northern tier. I mean, we're talking about some locations, negative teens and negative 20s. I mean, it's just outright cold, right? But the good news is, especially as we get into Wednesday, we do begin with the return flow. Winds from the south will begin to scour out some of this Arctic air. Then it does begin to retreat later in the week. So we do eventually have improving weather on the way. So cloudy today, heading into this evening tonight. Take a look down in Freestone and Anderson County. Again, you're going to see a little blue showing up. You're going to see a little peach showing up, and that's going to be an opportunity of some snow down there. Again, our far most southeastern two counties. Elsewhere, again, some flurries, some clouds. That's basically all I see. In fact, I had to zoom out snowfall projections. Again, you can see accumulating snow essentially south of North Texas. So no real concerns here. But again, elsewhere around the region, look at this here. It's a very rare winter storm warning down in the Houston area all the way over through parts of New Orleans, so even Louisiana. So that's a big deal. Officially winter weather advisory for Freestone and Anderson County. Snow flurries in the white, not a big deal. There's the opportunity, again, of a few snowflakes down to the southeast. Otherwise, we're in the 30s today. Yes, it's going to be cold. Again, if you are making evening plans, like I mentioned, a couple snow flurries in the Metroplex, cold, but again, no accumulation with any of that. We're back basically in the teens and 20s. Again, as we go through the overnight, I want to make sure you continue to drip your faucets. Do remember the 4 Ps. And we've got more 30s tomorrow. Again, it's essentially the forecast on repeat. But again, we eventually begin to pull out of the hole. You can see improving weather by the middle part of the week.